Check, mic check. Oh, I'm alive. All right. Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone. Give me 17 seconds. Welcome to the Betterment Broadcast. Hope everyone is super fantastic. I really do. Let me put that live now. Yeah, let's put that in. Share. Done. All right, cool. What's the steps? All right, so let's find our fantastic PDF. Don't forget to tell a friend we're live. Okay. Let's find the PDF that we know best. Where is that gone? That's what I want. There it is. I'm your host, Robert Raven. This is the document. Read mode. There you go. Cool. Fantastic. We'll remove that from the screen. Done. So, where are we? Wes. Well, welcome to the Blackberry Broadcast. I'm your host, Brother Raven. And this is the 254 episode, or fourth episode, sorry. So, yeah, that's 254 times we've made attempts at trying to find solutions. Excellento. Fantastic. Let me just make sure I'm actually in the right one. Hold on. Dun. Give me 7 seconds out. I've got to make sure I'm logged into the right account. And then I do that. And then it's all good. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've got a fantastic event for you today. Let me go. So let's start now. Here we go. Oh, is it working? Yeah, there you go. Now it works. All right, so don't forget to follow Blackberry Building Instagram if you can. We start as we always start, and we talk about white supremacy, anti-black racism, and the Martha, and that is the triple tragedies we face. And those triple tragedies cause a double dilemma, and that is we are despised and disorganized. Oh dear. So we only really have one solution we promote here, and that is Black Betterment. That is a lifestyle of black people continuously helping black people. Done. That's what it is. We promote that lifestyle here. So isn't that great? Now we'll send the link out, but we have a special guest. If the brother can get time to jump on, hopefully he can jump on it if he can. I've put that. He should have the link. He can jump on whenever he likes. But discipline, dedication, dignity, and discernment for later on when if we send the link out and others want to jump in. If the brother is here, he doesn't have to. No one. He'll be on his own talking to myself. But unless he wants others to come in now, of course. Try to use descriptive language and not derogatory language if possible. That makes communicating and solution solving slightly more easier. Ever so slightly. That's right. So what is today's fantastic topic? It is seeking out black community projects and support. Good idea. We were talking about this a few weeks ago about, us as a whole on the broadcast promoting more and trying to support, but as a concept, generally, the community just seeking people trying to do constructive work to see if they can offer support in some big way or small way. So that's what we start by saying we talk to Matchfit about the Position Bootcamp and how the community can support it. So I've got a video that the brother sent. So if he's here, I'll play it and he can jump in and we can talk through it and all that good stuff. He sent to me something he was doing, something he's been doing. So that's what we're going to support. And obviously, it's support, it could be anywhere from financial support, promotion support, practitioner support, and all this, all that good support, all that good stuff. Also, anti-black racism in the live streaming and online gaming. We discuss why racism is so high in the online and live streaming community. There's a video that I saw and Brother Dominic posted it as well. That's some guy who was, I think he went on what they call the breakfast show in America. I think he might be of Indian descent or something, but I think there's videos of him mistreating black people. But yeah, I think he's a streamer or a gamer. That's very, very plentiful in that community. It has always been since the kind of birth of it. I guess around by the Xbox days is when it really, I guess that's when a lot of the Americans and I guess the UK as well, I guess the Western world jumped on. I think Asia was quite high, but then with Asia, they don't really speak English, so you wouldn't know. All right, so let's join family by Brother Matchfit. Let me just make sure he's ready. Don't his mic on it, he does well. There you go. Brother Matchfit is here. Welcome, brother.
Love, bro. Don't know.
Excellent. It's good to see you, hear your voice. Yeah, so we're gonna jump straight into it, family. Tell a friend, your live people who are there. But yeah, so let me see if I can get. And what I'm gonna do for family, I'm gonna get your video. I'm gonna play it. Shall I play it, or do you want to talk first? Or shall I play it first, or want to talk first, bro? And then I can.
Whichever you think works best. I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally whatever you think works best.
Oh, all right. Let's play the brother's video. Yeah. I'm just gonna play it, and we'll play it again. Brother match for everyone. He's the brother who came on the show a few days ago and a few days before that. And this is a project he's got going. So let's have a sneak peek and we'll talk to him and then we'll get more about it.
So we are trying to run the play position boot camp for the third time. We are looking for applicants, 8 spaces to fill. We're trying to raise some money, £1,300 to raise. We've got some already. Obviously, we need more. If you want to sponsor, this would be really appreciated. We had a bunch of sponsors last time. Thank you to everybody who donated and who sponsored, and thank you to all those that came down, spent time with the kids. I think that was a big part of what made this a better boot camp than the first time round. Big shout out to Daryl, come down, spoke about the mind, engaged the kids, like really interesting conversation. The parents appreciate it too. Big shout out to Egon, Eat to Live Not to Die. He supported us both times round, and he's gonna be here this time. Went down to the shop, showed them about a healthy alkaline diet. Big shout out to Soul Quench, sponsored us both times, gave them a juice, an introduction to kind of juices and the logic behind that. Big shout out to Chino, came down, showed them how to do handstands, spent some time with the kids. That was just a fun day. And big shout out to Logic, came down with the gang, Mac, and another brother, can't remember his name. But he came down, come with the MPC, come with the Mac, come with the mic, recorded a track, showed them how to make music. That was a fun session. Like I say, I can't appreciate more when everybody comes down, because the goal of this is each one teach one, right? Coming with the skill sets that we have, the understandings we have, and trying to pass it on. The kids appreciate, the parents do, right? It takes a village, the more the merrier. So if you want to sponsor with your time, it's more than welcome. In fact, I kind of prefer it. Also, in terms of raising the funds, if you want to get some match fit kit, so we got tracksuits, we got gloves, there's other stuff. But right now, what I'm saying is if you buy a match fit trackie, a match fit vert trackie, or you buy some match fit boxing gloves, £5 of the profit from the sales of those products will go towards the boot camp, so you can get one of those. As before, anything on the OTE Vitality Apparel website. Any t-shirt on there, profits from the sales of those t-shirts can go towards this boot camp. And as before, the Andinka Simple Connected Dot drawing books. You buy one of those, profits from the sales of those books go towards raising money for this boot camp. So those are our fundraising products. Trying to get this money as soon as we can so we can get another session in here. Hopefully this summer, Brixton Street Gym, play Brixton Boot Camp. You're done now. Let's get it done.
All right. Excellent. Big up the stuff. Cool. So let's get the video. So that was the video from Matchfit, which is Play Position Bootcamp. Now, brother, what can you tell us first? Break down what is Play Position Bootcamp for those who are new, and then we'll jump from there.
So, Play Position Bootcamp is a 8+ session program that we've created for 8 kids, secondary school kids, is ideally, somewhere around that age. And basically, we teach them the fundamentals of boxing, meditation, and mindfulness, which includes breath work, nutrition, a whole bunch of simple things that nobody really taught us when we was younger, but could have taught us. The benefit of salt. What is electrolytes? It's basically salt. The different types of water, protein shakes, and supplements in general. What's all that about? Gut bacteria. What's all that about? Gut biome, probiotics, prebiotics. What's all that about? So things that are fundamentally simple, but no one really tells you, and we have to wait until adults to find out by our own research. Like, there's no reason for that. So we talk about that. And then strength and conditioning. So we are training them, but the goal isn't to train them and make them fit. It's only 8 sessions long. The fundamental core curriculum is 8 sessions long. But we haven't got enough time to train them, but we teach them how to train. We teach them about good biomechanics, how to squat, why that's how you squat, how you position your hip, how you position your feet, how you're supposed to use your shoulder blades, depression and protraction, retraction, all these terms, and how to train, good biomechanics, how to do a press up, how to do a pull up, but literally what's good form and why is that good form. So again, these are things that many people go to the gym for years without ever really being told until they get a trainer or somebody finally tells them the reason they're supposed to engage their core a certain way when they squat and why they're supposed to position their foot a certain way. Me, like many people, train wrong until we do our own research and find out certain nuances that are key to actually doing certain exercise correctly. But you'll go your whole life or many years doing it wrong until somebody tells you. So the idea is just to set them up in terms of living a healthy lifestyle, fundamentally, so they have an understanding of health and fitness, an understanding of nutrition, an understanding of mindfulness, meditation, breath work. Firstly, what those words means, but after understanding what those words mean, understanding that this is an ability to self-regulate yourself. So it's not woo-woo, people kind of get lost in the term meditation or mindfulness, but we just make them understand this is just about regulating yourself, being able to control yourself mentally, emotionally, by using your breath and just by using your ability to be quiet or still your mind. All these concepts, we break it down and make them understand it. And boxing is just a fun skill to learn, technical ability, and obviously it builds confidence. It builds confidence in kids, learning how to punch, learning how to stand, learning how to move, learning how to defend yourself. These are the fundamental core aspects of the program. Like I say, it's the fundamentals of these. We also include, like I said in the video there, we include sponsors who come down and add different skill sets. I'm a trainer and so is the other guy that I run it with. We're both trainers, but he's more skilled in the meditation aspect and I'm more skilled in the boxing aspect. So we bring our skill sets to the package. So other people do the same. We had Eat to Live, Egong from Eat to Live, kind of give them a whole explanation about alkaline lifestyle and certain logics about diet. We had Chino, who's like a calisthenics specialist, come down, teach them about handstands. We had Daryl, who's actually a bodybuilder. He's a professional bodybuilder and a real estate agent, but he actually just come in and talk about mindset because it's all about mind. All the things he does in his life, his mindset is fundamental, and that's how he kind of spoke to them. We had Soul Quench, who's got a fruit juice company, and he come and spoke to them about juices and the benefits of juices and why you should juice. We had Logic, who's a musician. He's been a Brixton resident he's a Brixton man like from a long time. And everyone, if you're from Brixton, you heard of Logic. Logic, the rapper, People's Army. And he's come down with, he come down with a couple man, come down with an MPC, a Mike, taught them about making music. So I say it's around 8 sessions because we added in a whole session for that music session, which was just about music. We introduced them to production and writing music. So we actually made a song together that's still going to be released at some point. The kids loved that session. We all had fun, but the kids really loved that. That was something very interactive. So that's the goal. Each one teach one. It takes a village. Just trying to get us to come together and just show these kids, listen, we're out here willing to show you stuff that we know. So we're just playing our position, and that's the whole thing. And we're coming together to show you stuff that we know. That's simple.
So for those joining now, those just tapping in, we're seeking out Black community projects to support. We're talking to Brother Matchfit. He's been on the show a few times. He's running the program at 8. Would you say class is the right or 8? Is class the right word?
It's sessions. We say 8 sessions. That's the fundamental program is 8 sessions. Yeah,
8 sessions of the play position boot camp. So here's the thing. This sounds fantastic. So 2 questions. You don't have to answer the first one, but it's there if you want. What are you finding challenging about running the play position boot camp, and in what way can the community help you? You don't have to answer the first one, but usually they're connected to the second one. So that's
no, both questions are fine. I mean, it's a community funded program, so we've run it twice already. So I'm trying to run the third one now. The first time it was 1,200 quid. Realized that was just a bit underpriced. Basically, the money goes. All the kids get a whole bunch of free equipment. They get a free pair of boxing gloves, a free pair of wraps, a skipping rope, a medicine ball, an exercise mat, and a resistance band. We also try and give them some money towards their travel expenses. It's not much, but it's like £4 per session. It's not much, but So that is all covered by this fundraising money. And then me and the other trainer, our cost. Now, we don't charge that much. We're basically getting 25 quid, and each session is 2 hours. So as a trainer, you should understand that that's very little for 2 hours, especially for a group class of 8 kids. But it's something that means that I'm not completely sacrificing everything to do this, because the goal is everybody should win out of this. So we raise this money so that all these kids can get this program, get this information, and get a bunch of equipment, because they also get a program as part of this. They get a program to follow after the boot camp, and they get the equipment and they get the knowledge of how to train, right? So now you've got the equipment, now you have the program, now you have the knowledge of how to do it. They should be fully equipped to carry on with this stuff on their own. That's the whole logic. So we have to raise this money, and that's one of the main issues. Now, I'll be honest with you, both times it took longer than I would like, but in the end, the money came. So what does it matter how quickly I would like the money to come? But that is fundamentally an issue, and that leads to your second question. Obviously, I would love the community to help me raise money, because the goal for me is to make people see this idea, see how it's run before, and if they like it, then they should support it, because this is a community funded project for the community. It isn't for, I haven't got kids. Like, this is for other people's kids. It's just my idea of what I think I could do that's useful. And if other people agree, because it's not for me to just say that it's useful, it's for the people with kids to say that, yeah, actually that's a useful thing, then you should help fund it. That's my whole logic. So I'm just putting this on the table as something I think could be helpful. That's just my opinion. If other people agree, then help me fund it. Secondly, believe it or not, both times, and I even expect it to happen this time, I got the money for the boot camp before I actually got all the applicants. So before all the 8 positions were filled, I had already got the money. Both times I struggled to get the kids, which is quite surprising, because they're getting 2 trainers for free. They're getting all this information for free. It's a whole curriculum, it's been developed for them for free. They get all this equipment for free, and I'm struggling to fill the spaces. So it is both times, and I couldn't understand it the first time. I thought the second time would be a bit easier. It's the same thing happened, and I think it's parents struggle to commit, because it's not really, obviously the kids. It's not up to the kids really, right? It's what the parents are able to facilitate them doing, right? But yeah, that was my struggle. So that's not something anybody can really help me fix. It's just finding the parent that matches the program, that can bring their child down, because we try and do it consecutive weekends. So it would be like 8 weekends in a row. They have to make it to Brixton Street Gym. That's where it's housed. So I understand that's not easy for everyone. So some people might see it, think it's a good idea, but their location logistically just makes it hard for them. And other people might see it and then they think, yeah, I could make it, but I can't make it every week. And what we do ask from the parent and the child is a commitment, because you're getting all this stuff for free, and other people put their money towards you getting all this stuff. So you can't just come once or two times. You can't just, say I'm in and then change your mind, because you're taking up somebody else's space. So you have to kind of commit to the whole project. And I think that makes it hard for people. I don't know. All I know, that is a difficulty I've faced with this, and that's not really something anyone can help with, I suppose. But I suppose helping spread the
You
word.
can, bro. That so far you're saying a lot of good stuff, but there are strategies that we could go over on the show that might minimize that and make that like techniques to heighten commitment. So with the children the kids who are coming, is it because it's based in Brixton? Is there any? Would you say that there might be a value in targeting people in Brixton, like schools or communities, or maybe kids who, if we talk to schools, that there might be kids who are somewhat, like there's an issue where they haven't had a certain amount of figures, something is missing or something like that, where there's a list you can go to in school where, like, we've got this program, it's each one teach one, it's teaching these fundamental skills that many might not have. It's based in Brixton, so it might be easy for people who go to these Brixton schools to attend, or not school, it depends on the situation. Do you reckon like that kind of strategy, we're just thinking of ideas now, might be an idea or not really?
Yeah, comes to getting participants, I'm basically, this is small time. I haven't got many options. I'm not based in Brixton myself. I have tried to put it out in the community in Brixton. I've done the flyer thing and I've spoken to people. But what I found in general both times is that the people that ended up applying and getting onto the program basically come from my network. So someone who knows me that knows someone that knows them, something like that. Flyers, ads, getting in communication, press releases and Brixton blog and all these things. I never really got nobody really applying via these sources. A few random applications, don't get me wrong, from Instagram and stuff like that. But generally speaking, it's always been through. I have gone to an event where people have met me and then they've applied. So that's literally, they've met me first, then they've applied. Or I'm in a group chat with somebody that I don't know, but I'm in that group chat. It's like, they were like, I'm in some group chats with parents, I'm homeschooling group chats and stuff like that. People in there, they've seen the ad. So it's literally in the networks that I'm attached to. Those are the only people that I've really picked up and applied. So I just go where I can and see where it's come back from. It makes sense to me to aim at a Brixton. I tried that, but I didn't really get response, if that's the right word.
Is there? Do you have any numbers for any schools, after school clubs around Brixton? Is that something that, because here's what it is, you seem to be doing a lot of heavy lifting, which is great. So, but what I'm merely doing is I'm talking out loud. So if anyone wants to get involved, help out, or whatever, that could be an option. But obviously, I'm saying you, but the idea is people who support or help could do this, where they ring up schools in Brixton, our school clubs in Brixton, to let them know what's happening, what not's happening, and stuff like that. And if they've got any children between a certain age, that this is what the program is.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody just put the word out. That's how it could be helped. Just put the word out. Like I'd say, I put it out in every way I can, and I'm just talking about the kind of responses I've gotten. So I'm gonna try a press release again. I'm gonna try to hit up all the Brixton kind of organizations. I'm not in Brixton. I'm not based in Brixton like that. I'm only there on the weekends when I go to Brixton Street Gym and train some clients. So it is not really a thing where I can beat, go here, go there, go there, go here, and all that.
Now you should know that's the point. Yeah, I don't think you should. I think like I'm just writing things that might be helpful or useful, right? But someone contacting schools or whatever might be an idea. Also, in regards to information on the stuff, do you have any PDFs or JPEGs or anything with the information on it that people can pass in social groups?
Yeah, I do. But the best thing they could do is just go onto the Match Fit for Life website and go to the play position section on that website, and all the information is there. They can find a link for an application form. They can find a link for a donation. We raise money on GoFundMe, so everybody can kind of see the money go up and get closer. So there's information there, there's an application form there, there's the ability to donate there. And actually, if anybody has any further queries, any questions, they could always just get in contact. But yeah, the play position Instagram page is there as well. They could DM me there. There's more information there. But like I say, the best place, because it's all in one place, is just go onto the Match Fit for Life. 4 is with the number 4.
Yeah, I put
It's
up my
on the
time.
video. Yeah, and you will see all the information on the play position section. Just go to the menus, go play position, and all the info is there.
Would you like any help with any kind of merchandising or designs, courtesy of the Blackberry Broadcast? Any kind of like one-off designs that might have information that you can actually maybe post and stuff. Let me check the site now. Let me put this on. I'm gonna show the brother's site, everyone. Let me see if I can find it first. I'm gonna share it. Let's let's see if I can do this. Got that, and then share. Stop sharing, and then start sharing. Okay, window. I think it's this one. There you go. Hopefully, let's get rid of that. Accept the cookies. Well, yep. Match it for nice logo. Very cool. There you go. There's the brother there. There's brother Match Fit. Cool. Nice thing there. Because the gloves, the Match Fit branded gloves that you say that they get one of these when they come to the gym. Is that right? If they do the eight day program, the 8 session program. Sorry. Have I cut? Hello, can you hear me, bro?
No, I can hear you. Yeah, those are the gloves. They all get a pair of those leather gloves. Really good quality gloves. They're high quality gloves. Anybody that's used them will tell you they are really good quality gloves. So they all get a pair of those. They all get a pair of wraps, resistant bands, skipping rope, exercise mat, and a medicine.
Where would the people go if they wanted to sign up here? Like,
so you go to the menus. You know the little 3 dashes in the corner. Go to like the menu where you can. Oh, look at the top. Can you see at the top? Look at what does that say? Right, yeah. Play your position. You see right there?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Just click that.
All right. Oh, let me get rid of this thing as well. Sorry, fam. Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. Just a whole bunch of information. It basically just explains it. It offers you a link to the GoFundMe, to get an application, to the Instagram page.
Right. Bootcamp.
And then there's some videos, people giving testimonials about it, and you can kind of see a little bit about what it's kind of like.
My net might be slow, so good. All right. So for those who
Position Bootcamp is a program we created for 8.
Can you guys hear that, brother? Because sometimes I don't think people can hear stuff.
It's secondary school.
Yeah, I can hear.
And basically, we teach strength and conditioning, boxing, fundamentals, meditation, which includes breath work, mindfulness, and nutrition. We just teach them some things that we have to learn in later life, and it would be nice if someone had told us a bit earlier. It's a community-funded program, raise money to run this and pay for this. There's a whole bunch of kit. We'll get some gloves. We'll get wraps. They will get a medicine ball, exercise mat, skipping rope. They will get a resistance mat. You even get some more stuff, sponsors that have supported it. And it's all done in Brixton Street Gym, the original sponsor. Yeah, if anybody's interested, please get in contact, pypbootcamp@gmail.com if you want to try and get involved in the next one, because we're going to keep running this program.
So 2 things. It's funding from the community for the actual courses, sessions themselves, but also members, people who children who actually want to join. So where's the Match Fit? If we wanted to give money, where would we go here? Is it in the same position? Is somewhere else? Or is it here? You going, brother?
Just scroll down and look at those buttons. Those black bars are buttons. So just scroll up again. Scroll back up. Yeah. So you see that button? That's a button, right? Can you
donate?
Can you read exactly?
There you go. So family, I'm going to put this link in so it's direct. If you can spare something, this is the place. Put it in. Every little helps. All right, put the link in there. So the brother's trying to get 1,300 K to have 8 students around the Brixton area, and they go through a well-being and health session, 8 sessions. Well, we're based in Brixton. So, and you say there's three more spaces left. So if you're anyone,
no. Currently there's 7 spaces left. I've only got 1 applicant that's locked in. So there's 7 spaces left. We have early days. We haven't even got to £100 just yet. I haven't pushed the marketing too much just yet. I'm just really starting to really push the marketing. But yeah, we're early days, and it's less than £100 raised and only 1 position.
If you need any help in any designing or anything like that, just give me your number in it, right? We'll talk about that. That could be a contribution I do. And And
So
obviously,
what do? Were you talking about like using Photoshop or something like that?
I've been using it for like 25 years now.
You know what I was thinking, yeah?
Mm.
This is what I was thinking, right? So one of my clients is already, he's not a microbiologist, he's a molecular biologist. He's a
Right.
PhD. He just got his PhD the other day. And like I said, we want to add skill sets. Last time we done music. So he's going to come down and he's going to talk to them about molecular biology.
Yeah.
He's going to do a whole thing, show them how to you can see the DNA of a strawberry. He says you don't need much apparently. Talk about the science that goes into the biological science that goes into health and fitness, because athletes are trained very scientifically nowadays. And it's his type of science that they use to kind of figure out the best science. So basically he's going to come in there and he's going to give his skill set to the kids, right? Just like Logic came last time and gave his skill set. So maybe if you could come down one day, because this whole world is all about content now, isn't it? Everyone's doing content.
Yeah.
And it's all about being able to put out content, right? That's a high value skill if you can market it right. So maybe you could come down and do like a workshop about, the best free programs for editing and then how to use programs, because I know a bit about editing. I do all that. I do this stuff myself. I'm not like, it's not my profession, but I do all my stuff myself. So I do know how to use stuff, but it is your profession. So maybe you could come in, right? And then you could show them, because you know how these programs, they're basically the same thing. They just look different, innit? There's different. Some are more powerful than others. CapCut is not as necessarily as powerful as Premiere, but they're basically the same thing, right? And Adobe and all these different names, it can get confusing to someone who doesn't really know what's going on. But if you break it down to them, like they're all basically the same thing. These are the basic things you want to look for in each program, depending if you want to work with video, you want to be able to do X, Y, Z, and this is how you would do this and that. Because, this is very common nowadays, So if we could somehow arm them with, a little bit of graphic engineering, some sort of quick explanation of what it means to be a designer, a digital designer, whatever you want to call it, man. I don't know. What do you think?
Sounds like a good idea, bro. I mean, it'd be good for me to come down to see just to get a feel of what's there and stuff, and then from that, I could probably think, okay, this is what it is. If I can't do that, what I can definitely do is use the skills I have to like package and design, give you some assets that will make your life easier in finding people. Even if it's like consolidating all your assets and rebranding it to an extent or whatever, I don't know, right? Or just having fundamental assets that have the most key things on there, or even working in how to word things to be more to a particular market you want. I don't know, but like I said, sometimes I have to simplify the things I'm doing because obviously that's why we need to see the student, well, the children and stuff to see what would make more sense because things might just go over people's head.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Everything. I think that would make the most sense. It would be obviously if you could do a whole session, that's a whole nother story, which would be like a 2-hour session down there. But it could just be half an hour. This is how it works with everybody that came in. With not everyone. Logic had a whole session. We done a whole session on music, right? So his whole session was teaching them about music, how to make music, how to write music, and putting together a whole track. That's what they did. But everybody else, they'll come down for the last half hour and talk. We actually went down to Eat to Live shop. We done that both times, so that's how that was done. So we actually went down to his shop and he spoke to them there and gave them some stuff. But everybody else just came. Last half an hour of the session was them. So like I said, we had a guide, calisthenics specialist, teaching them about handstands. We had a bodybuilder slash real estate agent come and talk about mindset. We had Soul Quench talk about juices and gave them some juices as well. And this is, so they come in and give their little je ne sais quoi. I'm missing somebody. There is somebody else as well. I'm just forgetting. But that could just be how it was. So you could come in for the last half hour and give them some spiel. It could just be some quick bullet point facts about which programs are best to use. If you've got a smartphone, you get this program. If you want to, you could even just be, do you guys have any questions about editing? Because, these kids, they're all on these phones nowadays. So maybe they already know, I want to be able to like do this kind. Or maybe you could show them how to do an edit, like put an edit together and say, look at this. I'm going to show you how I made this. Simple as that. I'm going to show you how I made this. It could be some slick little edit, whether it's a video or something in it. You've made an edit. It could be a picture that you've graphically designed and you made a flyer, for example. One of these designs you're talking about doing for me. You've done that, and I'm going to show you how you can do this for free using Canva, using InShot, CapCut, whatever, some free programs. So you can set them up so they can use free apps to do something of quality that you would say is of quality, and you can just tell them, look, this is how this would be done. So straight away, they could leave that session knowing that, right, if I ever wanted to make something like that, like I bloody know how it's done now. Do you know what I mean? Simple as that. If you think you could get that across to them in half an hour, then do so. If you think you want to do that and take a bit longer, like an hour, we could do a session where it's just you for an hour. But I think that makes the most sense with your skill set. Because again, that's the goal. We're just trying to get more skill sets in. It does make the program make more sense. And that's the ethos.
Right. Has there been any teachers who've done anything on maths or games and maths and stuff like that?
Say that again, sorry.
Has there been any teachers who've done anything about games or maths or games that are like mathematically based, anything like that?
No. Like I said, this is going to be the third time. Yeah. Last time, the only real additional skill was logic. But like I said, these other guys come in, and the first time, the only outside speaker that came in was Egon from Eat to Live. But this was something I realized that what we want to do is just get more skill sets. Obviously, the first time we were just happy to give them boxing and meditation and the strength and conditioning and nutrition. But then we figured that if we can make it, so other people get involved, then it's even better, isn't it? So that's what I'm trying to do the second time. And we realized that that is a really good way to do stuff, because it just makes every session more depthful in it, right? And more, even the parents was taking it, was exposed to some information that they didn't know. So it works better that way, right?
We definitely would like to come down and see something. That sounds good. Any questions from anyone in the audience? I think there was any questions about Brother Match Fit. Any ideas? Let me just. Just gonna be here for 4 seconds, brother. I think brother might be home cooking. So where's the thing? Just had to meet him. Yeah. So family, we're talking to Brother Match Fit about where is my thing gone? Is it? Oh no, I think I'll stop sharing. Stop share. Here we go. Share. So this software is dodgy, man. All right, where are we? Windows and oh, here it is. Yeah, so we were talking with Brother Mattress here, just preparing some stuff. But the overall concept is seeking out Black community projects to support. And Brother Mattress is talking about he's just on the third version of Play Position campaign, where there's 7 spaces for youth, school-based age, and what's happening is they're having guest people come in to teach. So each one teach one ideas. They've had music and healthy stuff and boxing before, but ultimately, it seems that maybe people with certain skills and commitments could actually also be a form of a commitment or a contribution, potentially, depending on what it is. So those listening, this could be an opportunity if you want to get involved. The brother says that, with my design background, that might be an area. I definitely want to go back down and see, just to make sure, it's something that I can really deliver. What else? And also there's also a fundraising element where money is raised through the website, which we've put up there. And that money is used to pay for all the things needed for the actual students themselves, or the participants. Not to say students. There we go. Sorry, I had to refresh my thing because I didn't see any questions. Big up any questions, let us know. He's dropping vid. Yeah. But we're driving Brother Match Fit. He might be. I'm just gonna unmute him to see if he's still in there. There he is. Now, Brother Match Fit, thanks. Is there anything else, bro? Or you would like anything else you'd like to talk about?
Yeah. So I'll add, like I said, part of this, like in the spirit of reciprocity, I don't want to just ask for money, even though it's not for me. I will say that we do fundraising products. So I've got a series of Ndinkra symbol connected dot drawing books, which are really good books based on Ndinkra symbols. We all done connected dot puzzles when we was kids, but you can draw Ndinkra symbols using this connected dot puzzle series, and they're really good books. So you learn about the Ndinkra symbol, you learn the Twi spelling, the phonetic spelling is there, so you can learn how to speak Twi. You learn about the meaning of the symbol and the proverb attached to the symbol. So in Dinkra symbols, we've all seen them. That's the Ghanaian, the logos that these Ghanaians have on their printed kente cloth.
Yeah.
We've all seen them, but maybe people don't know what they mean. They've probably heard of Sankofa, the bird. That is an Ndinkra symbol, and there are like 130 something of these things. And I've got a series of books. So if you buy one of these books, it's on Amazon right now. The funds raised from that will go towards the boot camp. We've also got T-shirts for sale. Player position T-shirts, as well as other designs on an Etsy page. It's called OTE Vitality Apparel. It's on Etsy. Any money raised from the selling of those T-shirts will go towards the boot camp. And also, if you buy any of the match fit kit and you tick the box on the page saying I want some money to go towards the boot camp, then £5 of the profit, from whether it's a tracksuit, t-shirt, or gloves, or anything on the Match Fit for Life page, you buy any kit, then you can donate that way. Because the idea is you can get something as well. You don't just have to give. You can just buy something for yourself, something that you might enjoy, and some of the money from that will go to. So you can support the boot camp by buying something is what I'm getting at. Right.
Yeah,
So that's the
I'll
last
post that
aspect.
again. For those joining now, we're talking to Brother Match Fit. He started a play position boot camp. It's the third one. It's based in Brixton, and basically it's like a health and well-being, but also like a meet and greet, kind of each one teach one with the youth, giving them opportunities that maybe they won't naturally get, but also contributions could be funds that we could help raise, which the link is on the website, or there are 7 spaces for children who want to go there. He does ask that if they do go to be committed, so they try to turn up for the 8 sessions. And also potentially, if you speak to the brother, if you have a certain skill and you have a certain like history of speaking or teaching or something like that, you might be able to come on board. Bless me, sorry about that. So this sounds like very positive stuff. We've extended the hand saying, does any help the brother needs any kind of designs or anything like that? And he did recommend that potentially maybe someone like myself could go down there and do a talk of some kind. So I've just said it'd be good to go down and see what it is, just to give it a feel. But that sounds good. All right. Okay, cool. Right. Any questions, family? Let us know. If not, we will jump to the next topic and we'll bid Brother Matchfit a good day. But we do want to follow up on this. And a quick question from me as well: is there a start date, or is that predicated by when the funds are met or anything like that?
Precisely. It completely depends on getting the money. And then, like I said earlier, even after getting the money, if I haven't got all the places filled, it depends on getting the places filled. But yeah, it's definitely predicated on the money first things first. Because even if I had all the places, if the money ain't there, it can't happen.
Well, if you get the money, will you film this the third session just so people can see what's happening, like in Instagram and stuff like that? Is that something?
Yeah, like I say, if you go on the Instagram page, there's a whole bunch of footage. There is some footage on the website that I mentioned. The problem is I'm busy giving the session, right? So we tried to get more content this time, but it is difficult because we're dealing with the actually running the session. We haven't got a dedicated cameraman. Before about paying for one, but that would just cost more money.
Well, hold on. I mean, that's the reason we're having this conversation, because things like that are quite important. So I could write down that either a dedicated camera person, or someone's willing to be one, or someone to do an exceptionally small price or whatever. That could be something that could be of value, right?
Yeah. If somebody's willing to do it for free, that would be amazing. If it's a really cheap price, that would be amazing. It's definitely necessary for but at the same time, we haven't got, because that 1,300 is basically like £4 excess. Everything gets spent. Do you get what I mean? And originally the trainers were supposed to get transport to the gym and back paid for, it doesn't even cover that too. So is, you know, we're doing it at stretch, you know, so it would have to be really cheap.
Yeah, but then saying that, one way down is if you're doing a stretch, maybe a goal is to get a higher funding. If we got more people on board to support, and then that way, that might free up time to have the additional things that could document.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I think part of my logic is like if I keep the money low, people shouldn't really feel like any angst about trying to support it. That's my thinking. So I'll try to keep it as cheap as possible.
It makes
So when
sense.
people say it's 1,300 quid, it's not even that much money. He can't be trying to rip us off because what's he going to run away with 1,300 quid for? Like, do you get what I mean? Because I have to actually think about that because that is how we think sometimes about these type of
Very
things.
true, brother. Very true.
So that's a real thing. So keeping the money low and making them see for all of the things that happen, that money, it just in everyone's head, that can't really, it must only just about meet that. You don't even have to see the budget to recognize that for all of that to happen, that's about right. Do you get what I mean? On a minimal basis, right? You remember 8 kids, 8 sessions, you got a whole bunch of equipment and you got a whole bunch of facilitating going on here. So we just try to keep it cheap as possible to just to not alienate people.
So, brother, this might not go anywhere, but what I'm going to say is, a few weeks back we were talking to some of the members of the community on the show, and we were saying things like, is there a simple project that people can join in, that that we can track and say, okay, this is one project we've done, move on to the next project. So here, me and the group can talk about, if we want to support, how could we support in other kind of ways? Yeah, in other kind of ways where we talk amongst the panels here, and everyone might have a way of supporting, whether it's raising money, or being a photographer, or being a designer, submitting their children or children they know, or whatever it might be, right? And that's the task. So trying to get this this project on the way, this play position boot camp, that might be something that we could do as a project, and that way this project is done to support you and what you're doing, but obviously what you're doing to support the community, and something we can track and all that good stuff. Yeah, that. So that might be
Definitely. I mean,
yeah.
that's my intention with this as well, because this is literally, it's not just me. Even though I might be the one running it, it takes everyone. This is why it's called play position. Everyone has to get involved for this to work. Everyone has to get involved. The people that put their money in have to put their money on it. It don't work. All the man that come down and done their part have to come down and do their part. It's not going to work. The other trainer that comes down, he has to come down. It's not going to work. From this one, we had 2 participants from the first boot camp come back and be teacher's assistant at the second boot camp. They had to come down or it weren't going to work. All the parents have to come down. The parents have to make sure, because they have a program to follow while they're on the boot camp. We saw them once a week, but they have to train twice a week at home. And the parents have to oversee that. So the parents have to make sure that the training continues at home. They are aware of what they're supposed to do, and they have to make sure that it gets done. So everyone's got to be involved. So the whole thing is about transparency as well. It's very like...
Yeah, so I'm going down, I put down to 3 sections, right? You're looking for funding, students, participants, as well as, I don't know what you would call it, not teachers, but showers. I don't know what the word
sponsors. It's literally sponsors. It's sponsors that come down. They're all sponsors. Like I say, you can sponsor with your money or you can sponsor with your time.
Right.
It's both a sponsor.
Right. All right. Well, this is a project that we can put out there, and as something that we move on forward, so we can help build with you, and then I can at least ask if there's anyone who wants to get involved, and all that good stuff. And then obviously I'll keep you updated, and then we'll just go from strength to strength, I guess.
Yeah, bro. Anybody you can let them know. Anybody that might back it, just send them all the information. I'll give them my contact details, whatever works, man.
Fantastic. All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna let you go now.
All right.
We'll catch up in a bit, yeah?
All right, love, bro.
Peace, fam. Easy. All right, good stuff. Cool. So that's for those who join in. We're talking about Match Fit there, and a few weeks ago we were talking about, is there like a very simple project that we could do here, where people get involved, and something like that might be one of them. I don't know. People can support externally or in person, but that might be a idea to put on a list of ways the community can support. So that sounds really cool. So that's good stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to put you on mute. Sorry, let me mute you. You're on the thing. You can jump in if you want, but I'm being me. Cool. So now we're going to move to the next topic. If any questions also in there, feel free to jump in. We're going to do a quick topic now for the next one, which is what we're talking about here. Anti-black racism in live streaming and online gaming. We discussed why racism is so high in the online and live streaming community. Interesting topic. I saw a video. Let me play the video first, and then we'll jump into this topic. So open, and I think it's this one. All right.
Why y'all are still waiting for me to apologize to this little mother, and it ain't gonna happen. Backstory. So this little streamer dude reaches out to Charlemagne and asks to be on the show because he had a big announcement to make. And because Charlemagne is open to the streaming world, he allowed him to come up without doing research on his ass. Now, we know I don't like interviews, but because I'm trying to get better at it, I does my research. So what he thought would be a walk in the park turned out to be something else. You don't want to play with us no more. Okay, his little feelings was hurt.
They didn't even shake my hand. None of them. That's crazy. Damn, chat. I'm sorry, bro.
Just the other day.
I hate you, black people! I will whip you! And stupid whore, dumb black monkey tree, suck my dick. No one fun that people that lost their lives on 9/11. That's you dumb black tree. I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro. This is not a place where motherfuckers who usually sleep next to cockroaches can sleep in a nice house in the hills, bro.
Like,
what's your least favorite race?
I don't have a least favorite race.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't have.
What's your worst experience with a race? For me, I have a really bad story, but
What's your story?
some black guy tased my dad and robbed him of $50,000.
Is that a real story?
I swear to God. And then another black,
Like, in what
I don't mean to be
situation?
racist. And another black guy, my dad fired her, or it was a
Okay.
girl. He fired her because she's, lazy and just stupid.
Wow.
So basically what happened was she
Insane.
came late for work. He fired her, and then she came with her boyfriend and robbed the entire place. His cell phone store, I swear to God.
So you just now you just make assumptions that it's
Yeah,
just,
and then like every time my mom sees a black guy, she locks the door. It's fucked up.
Okay.
I know Steve agrees with me on that one. No, you don't love them.
no, he loves them.
Oh, okay. You, Kai. We need to go outside, bitch. The fuck? I'll fuck your mom. I will fuck this fat hairy Tubman. Fuck you. Suck my.
It has a toy.
Hey, monkey.
It has a toy.
Excuse me, Kai. Hello.
What?
Back to present day.
Crazy. I've never been punched in the head.
You walk around with security.
That's because you're being in a house. That's why.
Those join us. We're looking at the topic of so where's my PDF? Sorry for we'll get off. Where's the PDF? There we go. Anti-black racism in live streaming and online gaming. We discussed why racism is so high in the online and live stream community. We're looking at an Asian streamer called Neon or something like this, and he went on the Breakfast Club, and I don't know what he was there, but they just checked up some of his past videos from the last 2 years, 1 year, and it was intense racism. And we're just looking at the science of why this happens quite a lot, and how to just be vigilant about who you associate with, and when your children go online, what they might be facing.
That's because you was there.
Your videos in New York, you heavy security'd up.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was the actual real situation.
You were only robbed by black people?
No.
See, the tune switches when you're in front of black people that you don't know. So you don't have a least favorite race?
No.
Okay.
You know why they asking you that like that? Because the video gave that black people
He
were your
knows
least favorite
why I'm
race.
at. He knows why.
I know what the video says.
Oh, I can play it. I got it.
So pay attention to his mannerisms. There is nothing else in the can, Neon. He was finished that earlier. But he had never watched his own content with a group of monkeys before. So his ass was nervous. Put the can down, dummy.
Oh, cell phone
The
store.
Cell phone store.
Yeah.
Okay.
So black people are your least favorite race?
No.
Were they ever?
No.
Okay.
I love everyone. I'm all about the people. I love
How old were you in that video?
Like 18?
18 probably.
Damn, 2 years ago?
It feels like so much longer. Like before then, I didn't like go deal with anything. I didn't go through anything at all.
Your
Forever.
life was nice for you not to have to go through shit.
My parents, they came here with nothing. They worked really hard, and they gave me like whatever I wanted. And
So you have a lot of people from India or just outside America going to America, and just they seem to have been the anti-black hate that comes from maybe what they see or what they were taught or whatever, they're very comfortable in doing that, and this is like I think the online world, like the clickbait world, it rewards people who just say very extreme things, and black people being most disorganized and least protected, you could probably diss black people the most before something actually happens. And that's what this guy, and there's tons of these kind of YouTubers or streamers or gaming play. They're usually gamers, and what happens is also a lot of them. What happens is part of the charm of what they do is they play games live, and people watch them as they play it. Because they're playing games live, whenever they get angry or they get attacked online, as in the game online, with a black person, the person they perceive to be black, that's when they get triggered and start just going absolute mad and swearing and name calling and practicing anti-black racism. And but you even see it in some of these kind of talking spaces, the red pill spaces, whatever, where it's just mocking black people casually with a smile on your face seems to be what really gets clicks. And so I'm just kind of listening to this guy.
Life. I'm not gonna lie and say I had like a tough upbringing or anything. My parents.
Oh yeah, we know that. We know. We can tell. Okay. First of all, you little fragile maggot, I ain't got a struggle story either. So I wasn't talking about whether you grew up rich or poor or in the hood or in the suburbs or not. I was talking about the fact that I know you ain't never had your ass whooped. Not by your parents and not by none of your peers. You ain't never been in a school fight. You ain't never been chased down the street. You ain't never had to suffer no consequences for some shit you done said. Cause your little...
And that's another thing. A lot of these guys, they exist online, and that's where there's this feeling of safeness, because you're not in the same room as people, i.e. black people, who you're mistreating on your show, and this is something that you see that kind of confidence when you're not around.
Lonely sits in the house and talk to a computer all day. That's why your chat are your friends.
I'm never going to judge a young person for what they did when they were younger.
Appreciate you, man.
No, don't appreciate you, because nobody else might forgive you. But I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm really doing this for myself.
Damn.
I'm not gonna be a hypocrite.
He thought y'all was bonding. Charlie like, this thing I do too.
I've been through a lot of security guards, but Zoe's the best. Shout out to Zoe.
Why have you been through so many security guards? Like, what is the conversation? Like, I can't work for you no more. It's too much. I'm taking hits on the chin. Like, what is this?
Nah, no one's taking a hit for me.
So why they quit? Why you have been through so many?
Well, no one quits. No security guards ever quit on me, but...
Oh, you fire them?
Yeah, it's
because
just
they're black and lazy?
Of course not. Actually, I will... Okay. Never mind.
I got to see, brother.
Nah, they're not.
This is just hilarious.
Yeah. So you got a major announcement that you got to make, right? You want to make that announcement now?
You probably don't.
You feel comfortable making that announcement now?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Chat, everyone chill out, all right? All right.
I'm glad that you're telling your chat to chill. I don't give a f- what they're saying about me. You have 2 black people working for you, 2 employees, and they are spewing the monkey, the this, the that, all the racist comments. And you got 2, you got a black man protecting your little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your cameraman, black.
Yeah.
You feel me? They ain't got to know me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But these people are obviously close to you. They work
100%.
for you. You gotta love them, because you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
We saw this as well in the kind of red pill movement with the European woman a few months back, or years back, who was the main person in that kind of scene, where she would have anti-black views and invite anti-black races, but the majority of people on her staff were black people. A very interesting dynamic.
By yourself, you have to have a team. Team is black. A lot of them, obviously.
I think my entire team's black.
You know what I mean?
Publicist.
So it's like,
shout out to Brandy.
That's my girl. That's my sister.
Right. So, you might want to.
Yeah, you got to tell them.
Man,
but I
tell
mean,
them
you can't control that.
I told him to chill.
You can't control that.
I can't, but if they love him and they're following him, and it's like he got to still be the representation. This ain't the last time that this is going to happen if you continue to do press, because this is real press. That internet, I'm not saying the funds that you make from it ain't real. The attention that you get from it is not real. But like when you talk to real people in person,
yeah,
that's real.
So apparently he's got black security and black cameramen who might not be African American. They might be from the continent or the Caribbean. I don't know if that can be confirmed. But is there a, the sister did good work there. Yeah, Charlemagne was kind of dropping the ball a bit on that one. And that's the thing. I think there is no equivalent really of black people doing this to Asian people or to other people, of just really spewing supreme hatred. Well, there's a small documentary, a 5-minute documentary I'm going to show you. It reminded me of Xbox is when the first live, because I think what it was, people used to go online, but it wasn't as a mainstream thing for children. And because it was so new back in, I want to say 2008, 2000, right by them times, because it was so new, whatever. They didn't really have any kind of protection policy. They just threw you in a group with people from all over the world, and people could actually communicate. And well, let me show you a documentary that pretty much covers it quite well. Where is it? No. So we can find this fantastic video. For those who tune in, we're looking at anti-racism and live streaming and online gaming. It's quite plentiful. And most of the speakers there. Let's look at this. I had to blackify the video.
Video games for a long time.
And that's the thing, there's people, they practice racism at 18, 19, and then a year later they go, that was me as a kid.
As long as they've existed, the industry responsible for them has been riddled with race issues. Whether it's stereotypical portrayals or just the lack of diversity in general, games haven't been too welcoming for players of color. But worst of all, gaming online is a really toxic and racist environment.
Big black nigger, big black nigger, big black fucking fat nigger, big black.
So what you're seeing here is very normal. I remember this years ago when I used to, I saw my brothers go online, and if they heard your voice or they read your name or something, then you would get like non-stop race-based insults. Like this.
In 2002, NFL quarterbacks Peyton Manning and Matt Hasselbeck played each other in a game of NFL Fever. There was a twist though. The two players were thousands of miles apart. Microsoft used this event to promote Xbox Live, an online gaming service that allowed people to play and talk with each other.
Also, the most popular YouTube, it might still be it, is a gamer. I think we covered him already. I think from Sweden, but he lives in England now, I think. But I think he's a streamer, and one or two videos of him, he's just going, using the N-word and getting angry at black people, whatever. It seems to be that when some of these anti-black racists live their life, as soon as something goes wrong, they bring this defaults to mistreat black people. I remember there was a woman, I think she might have been, I don't know what her was wrong, she was in America. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she was stuck somewhere or whatever, but she just started getting mad and swearing at black people. And obviously one system I just had to calm her down and put hands on her. And then she just, she went mad and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, this kind of you seem to be always on the anti-black racist mind.
Other without being in the same room. Enter middle school me, who just got his hands on a copy of Halo 2. This was post 9/11, so kids with weird names like mine weren't the most popular at school. To get away from some of the bullying at school, I turned to video games. So imagine how 12-year-old me felt when I logged on to Xbox Live for the first time and was almost immediately called the N-word. As I got older, the same things kind of happened. People were still calling me the N-word and saying racially insensitive things to me. After a while, I just kind of got used to it. It was normal, and it was just something I had to deal with if I wanted to play games online. It's not just Xbox. PlayStation and Twitch have these issues too. There are countless examples of this online.
Gaming is not made for women, people of color, right? It's really not made for marginalized bodies.
Kishana Gray is the director of the Equity and Gaming Lab at Arizona State University. She published a study that followed 4 black gamers and their experiences online. The players mentioned that they experienced racism online a lot and that they kind of just got used to it.
a lot of folks have just normalized what happens to them in the space. Because I remember like back in like 2007, 2009 or something like that, Microsoft had issued this press release that said, racism is not a problem on their network, right? But they were solely relying on the quantitative data, the number of complaints that people would file, and because a lot of gamers of color had normalized what was happening to them, they wouldn't file the complaint.
Very normal what they say there. Everyone who I knew in England who played and received racism, they wouldn't even dream about complaining. It was like, if you go online, expect racism. That was the consensus. And it looks like in America, they felt the same thing as well. Yeah, there you go.
Right? People don't do it because they, in their mind, they think that nothing's going to be done. They think that, the stakeholder within the space, Microsoft, Xbox, whoever, doesn't care about that, about what's happening to them.
I'm not really playing competitive games as much anymore, so I'm not talking to as many people online. But I know that professional gamers can't really avoid it. Terrence Miller is a professional Hearthstone player. He faced a very public display of racism during a tournament.
So they have esports where they play they play games professionally for money. And there's quite a lot of black people who do that who are quite successful. So that's what they're talking about there.
A bunch of commenters in the Twitch chat were sending tons of racist messages directed towards Terrence. The chat moderators couldn't keep up. How did that affect you, just like as a player in general? How did you feel when you left the tournament and you knew that this happened?
I'm like on screen playing at the time, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm getting a bunch of like messages on Twitter and like Discord and stuff like that. Everyone's like, all this stuff happened, like, are you okay? Like, I know my mom saw it for sure, and she didn't really understand like why they were like that at the time, and I just kind of had to like explain it to her.
At the tournaments and at the events, can you talk about your experiences there as a black person? Is it way different than it is online?
It's definitely way different than it is online. Like, I've experienced no racism like whatsoever. People are anonymous on the internet, so like they're one way when you're not around, and then when they know that you're there, they're like more careful with what they say.
The fact that people act wild behind a computer screen isn't that surprising. But is anonymity the driving factor behind the racism in online gaming?
Yeah, I think it is the driver for racist comments, yes. So in that piece, I talked about, this online disinhibition where when people get online, they'll say and do things that they normally wouldn't do in physical spaces, right? Which is just what Terrence M described, right? He was like, wait a minute, y'all call me the N-word online. Like, y'all here now, you're not saying nothing, right? Because it could be real life repercussions, right?
So how do we solve this? Microsoft's current strategy is a reputation system. The more bad reports you get, the worse your reputation is. If it gets bad enough, you're only allowed to play with people who have similar bad reputations. But gaming companies should have zero tolerance when it comes to racism. Racist players should be permanently banned. That's a no-brainer that provides immediate relief to players of color. But outside of banning players, I think there's something that can be done in the long run. It really comes down to diversity. Gaming companies should be held responsible for changing the culture of gaming as we know it. When companies discuss how to fight racism online, are voices of color being included? And if so, are they being listened to? Here's an example of how diversity could help.
So I was banned because I asked a guy why he called me the N-word. All that they saw, all this algorithm saw, was that I used the N-word and then I had to be ousted from the space. So think about, a lot of black men, utilize like the N-word in their everyday speech practices and their everyday text practices, and then they get banned because they've used the N-word like in these spaces. So for instance, if I was at the table with Xbox whenever they decided this, I could have told them, black people are gonna get punished. People who might use this in their everyday speech practices are gonna be the ones that get punished from this. So I get what you're doing, but you need to have more people at the table to help to be a part of this decision-making process.
It's not just diversity in employment either. Terrence says a showcasing of diverse players could also help fight racism.
In the fighting game community, there's like a lot of people of color, and I feel like you don't really get these kind of stories coming from that game.
When I reached out to Microsoft, they told me that keeping everyone safe was a priority for them. That's great to hear, but further measures need to be taken. What happened to 12-year-old me should be an outlier and not the norm.
Right, so that was a video there talking about racism online, and that pretty much most black people who play online will go through, especially more so in the past, directly. I think they have some kind of algorithms now. We asked someone, someone asked, isn't it? Sorry about that. Is that where it will be? I don't know if Foster was being funny. Yeah, so there you go. This is connected to just how live streamers, in their personal life, no doubt, are racist, whatever. I guess because unfortunately, Hulk Hogan passed away. Hulk Hogan was a very big wrestler, pro wrestler, but he was kicked out of all the accolades he got because he was making a video with a woman, his friend's wife or something, and in this romantic video they're making, he was talking about how he hated his daughter dating black men, and if she's gonna be with one, she can at least be with someone who's rich. And what you find is, I don't know if he thought this was going to get leaked or whatever. A lot of people mistreat black people privately, but I guess in the gaming thing, when you don't think anyone can see your face, you can just be yourself, and that's what we're seeing online, where it's really quite extreme. But then what you do is you get people who play games for a living stream themselves, and naturally they when they get frustrated because the camera's on, they flip, and then what's in their hearts come out, and that's why you see so many of these people being racist. The guy we were tracking was a guy called what is that? Is that even? Let me get rid of that. Is Neon. So we were looking at this guy, Share. This is an Indian guy. That's nothing other non-white people who also share anti-black views. Let's see if I can find this guy's page. There you go. This was the guy in the video, Neon guy. Young guy, was born in 2004. So literally, he would have been like 2 when I first was receiving abuse when I went on my brother's Xbox to set up for them. Better know online. His early life, blah blah. His father, he's from Pakistan. All right, so they're from Pakistan. So apparently he's faked his own death a few times. He's had a few other people. It looks like he's been banned a few times. He's I don't know. It says doctor and pedophilia. I don't know if that's him or I would hope not. Yeah, I don't know this guy obviously, but he's obviously got some kind of following. Let's see what most viewed video. Okay, first video. Right. So this is him here. He's not playing my guest strikes. So anyway, yeah. So this is the guy. They show the video of him streaming. So yeah. He doesn't live in the real world. He's based on social media. Yeah, a lot of them are that way. Got a touch of. When you said MK Ultra, I actually thought you meant Mortal Kombat Ultra, the game. The whole Mortal Kombat Ultra, is that what he streams? But no, MK Ultra, yeah. Mind control kind of stuff. Stop sharing. Yeah, look, he does look a bit odd. Yeah, but this kind of like extreme behavior you see from all these kind of podcasters, live streamers. Once again, the go-to to get your clicks, and that is to mistreat black people. And so once again, I say this not to that woe is me kind of stuff. Like we know for days, but just to highlight that collectively black people do not have no friends. So you want to definitely make sure that you are focused on self. You're doing activities to empower your community, and who knows, maybe you want to be into gaming and make your own games and join black forums. I know there's some black women who do like black women forums, because obviously women get abused and black people get abused. So being a black woman, it's like, yeah, you just can't really catch any kind of peace, really. So let me get rid of this. So family, yeah. So the topic we look at is anti-black racism in live streaming and online gaming. We discuss why racism is so high in the online and live streaming community, and it is that kind of anonymity, really, anonymity, and also people who are live all the time, they're going to slip. Like I said, the most popular guy on YouTube, he slipped not too long ago. And some people are not really slipping. It's just how they are. It's just how they speak. Any questions in the thing? With any questions? Anyone? Oh, have I don't think I've even posted. Let me actually. If anyone wants to jump in and talk, I forgot I haven't actually posted this. There's the link about this topic. Very tired. I'm tired today, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been running around all day. But we have to, we have to do the show. It's for the Black Bear, man. Any questions? Let us know. Let me. The thing is, I didn't. There was some videos I could download, but I didn't. Time was running out. But for this quick update, what today's show was about, we were seeking out Black community support projects. We talked to Brother Match Fit. He's doing a play position boot camp. That's like a kind of it's a boot camp for school children, that age group, based in Brixton, and he's looking for, I guess, three things: funding, and that's to pay the people who's going to teach a particular each one craft, whether it's health, music, dancing, self-defense, gaming. I don't know. You that's something for the community to decide. Also, you could fund the actual wages, as in, there's a dedication page. You can go and you can pay money. And also the actual participants, not students, but the youth. There's 7 slots left. So that's something we're doing there. Big up, brother Kel.
Black Betterment, brother Raven.
Black Betterment.
Yeah, I got some time, man, from work and that, so, come to support.
Of course.
Yeah, it brought back some memories, man. I used to play Call of Duty with my eldest son, man.
Right.
And especially the Modern Warfare, the one where they're in the 30s.
Yes.
And like, I'm okay, and but I noticed that when you shoot, we us as some people, we're not really going on there and trying to identify this is a white person. We just want to play the game. That's our thing. But I noticed that when they lose, or like they hear the accent, I think with our accent it's very tricky, because when they hear us, they just think, oh, because we're British, from their perspective, it's like they can't tell. But when we say certain words, man, like that's when they start saying the N word. When when they're getting shut up about 7 times, man.
Yes.
And you'll say, rotted, or man, you got shut up, man. You're dead up, you're dead out. You know what I mean? When they hear all that there, it's like, yeah, this is a son person, man.
You know
and
what?
Automatically,
I can co-sign. That is literally how it used to work. They actually couldn't tell, but certain words, and they will go, you sound like an N word, and then they'll all jump in, and then they'll do the monkey chants and all that. But it's quite shocking that a parent will go with their children, and now they have to be subjected to this. Very terrible, very terrible, very terrible.
But the thing is, like, we've all gone to school with non-Africans, and for me personally, I believe they all are. They all practice unethical code of conduct, man. Every last one of them. But when you do speak to them one-on-one, they'll say, my parents, they the ones that are truthful, by the way, the non-African, they'll tell you, oh, we were socialized to kind of mistreat black people. You know what I mean? We're, if they, I remember, during the 80s, man, like I remember this Ice boy, man. He when I was like young, he says that, my parents.
Oh, brother, I think the internet slightly jumped when you said that. It looked like you were really you really had something to say there. But we'll wait for brother to come back on that one. But yeah, we're talking about there we go. Is that your brother?
Is it all right now? Yeah.
You carry on.
Yeah, I was saying that I remember when I was a child, man. and I remember little European child. I was young myself. They will say that my parents taught us that when black people walk by, appear as though they are more threatening. He also says that my parents says that when black people walk by, whisper, like just whisper to throw them off. Like, and for me, like as I said, like I was grew up on like Pan Africanism and that, man. So like, there's nothing that they can't reveal to me that my parents and peers. But when he's mentioning these things, it works because when you walk past them, they start to appear as though they got some form of a phobia of you. You start feeling uncomfortable, then you start to kind of like be a caregiver to them, or like when they're whispering, or they'll randomly come up to you and say you got a very nice complexion, or they'll do these things, man. And I said to myself, like, wow, I know my peers taught me these things, but I remember that child said that. You know what I mean? And remember, Brother Raven, when we're dealing with the Asians, the mountain people, they are the children of Mahatma Gandhi. You know what I mean? And that, like, that's his children. So they're gonna still have that mind. We are Garvey's children, so we're gonna have those who understand. We're gonna have a Garvey perspective, man. But yeah, there's nothing that they can't help it, man. And for me, like, I don't think it's an excuse, but we do have to be very suspicious of them, man. That's the only way to survive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's quite shocking. Like, if we look,
Y'all are waiting for me to apologize to this little mother.
so if we listen, let me go to the bit where they go to the moments later. So if you look at this bit, oh, have I missed it? Oh, well, it must be here. Here we go. I'm just trying to find. I would say around about here.
That's crazy.
This guy's Pakistani descent.
Damn, chat. I'm sorry, bro.
Just the other day.
Hate you, black people! I will whip you! And stupid whore, dumb black monkey tree, suck my dick. No only fun that people that lost their lives on 9/11. That's you dumb black tree. I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro. This is not a place where motherfuckers usually sleep next to cockroaches.
So Foster says all groups stereotype other groups. Really, I don't know. You have to tell me more about it, because where I'm at, we don't behave this way. We don't go on a full-fledged racial bigoted attack about people's historical whatever it might be, right? Yeah. It'd be interesting to know, Foster. Obviously, where are you seeing that in the community you're in? Because, but you could tell. You probably know more. Also, brother Pan. The thing is, we do like to offer people's opinion here, but we are getting complaints that if you come on, you keep saying the same thing, and it might not correlate with Black Betterment. So I don't know if it's worth us having you here. I obviously can. I'm not saying the thing what we do, but obviously I have to keep in mind the people. So I won't be able to bring it up at the moment, unless you can say that you ain't going to keep going down the path you normally go down, because people are just tired of hearing it. So that's I always like to be open and clear with.
Yeah, but Brother Raven, we're dealing with dopamines, isn't it? And unfortunately, the brother wants us to be mulattoes. You know what I mean? He wants to convert us to mulattoism. You know what I mean? And that. So it's like, for me, I'm not gonna stop Pan-Africanism. So the opposite of that is gonna be, mulattoism, unfortunately. But it's fair, as I said, bro, man. It's weird because you have to kind of teach. I mean, my kids are old now, man, but I had to teach them how to understand racism, man. Like whenever you're playing computer games, or whenever you're going to play a game, football, or wherever you may be, and that, expect the non-Africans to have Tourette's and call you the N-word, man. And it's phenomenal how it just comes out. I remember the Honorable Leo Muhammad. you know, he would have a famous speech and say that they will call you the N-word, and then they'll put their hands over their mouth, and their shot came out of their own mouth.
Yeah.
They're more
Well,
shot than
yes.
you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we see all that in the gaming community where they get frustrated,
Yeah.
start shouting
So
things. Also, Kel said we have to be suspicious of them. Yeah, when Brother Kel's talking about this is what we understand here, where black people are unfortunately the victims of these kind of racial attacks. So we have to be very cautious and be suspicious of what might happen if we send our children in open spaces, digital spaces. Brother already said he went with his children, and there was verbal attacks. And I brought on with my younger brothers at the time, family members, and there was tremendous attacks. So when we're saying suspicious, this comes from a history of being persecuted and harmed. So suspicion is a defense mechanism. It isn't a discrimination mechanism. You see?
and this is why, Brother Raven, like, unfortunately, we cannot trust the unsynchronized Sun people. Like, for example, there's an unsynchronized Sun man in there, and he just made a comment, like, and you explained it. You know, why am I going to be docile towards non-African people? We get discriminated in religion, we get discriminated in the workplace, we get discriminated in football, discriminated in relationships, discriminated in all the fields, and I'm just gonna put my blinkers on and act like there's no form of that. Doesn't make no sense at all. And this is why, like, unfortunately, these particular some people cannot be trusted, because when he's saying that there, he's actually co-signing with non-African people. Oh, black people just die and just shut up and die. Just take the hit. It doesn't matter. You're being discriminated, laughed at, called all these names. Just take it and die. Do you understand? And for me, and there's many others like myself, we refuse to bow down. So for that son brother there, man, get synchronized, man. You know what I mean? You need to start hanging around the non-African people, man. That's why you're so messed up, bro. 100%.
I think if we use the video as kind of like a case study, this way the sister's behaving towards the anti-black racists is, you know, she's letting him know she's aware of what he's doing. She doesn't co-sign it, and there's no place for him around her because of it. But she's really highlighted that he has black bodyguards and black camera crew and black teammates. And this is what I'm saying. It's like some people, you kind of need to get more people on code of how to behave around people. And unfortunately, this is what's happened. And with the comes to the moment, some people are they're willing to leave their defense and their drawbridge lowered and just allow any person to do what they want. And they also do false equivalencies where they say that, you know, you being aware of racism and protecting yourself from it is equal to other people practicing racism. And this is the confusion.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. As long as I'm breathing, I'm always going to be suspicious of the mountain, ice, and sand people all the time. Because until they give up this insidious ideology that reigns on us every single day, and that, why am I just not going to defend myself? It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
you know what I mean? And yes, we need to stop this mixing with them as well, because the mixing, you know, and people may not like this, but it's the truth. The mixing is causing gatekeepers. Do you understand? It's causing the gatekeepers, because when they say, right, we're going to be 50-50, yeah, if you're 50-50, yeah, then you'll be fair when it comes to on our side and that. But neither one of you, whether you are mixed with the Asians or the Europeans or even the Middle Eastern, you're not fair. You're more on their side.
Well,
you understand?
That's a very, what you said there's quite an important topic, because and this is how anti-black racism works. And whenever you find any kind of coalition, union, or whatever it is, where you have someone who represents a black side and someone who represents an Asian or European side, they might in their mind think that they're being equal, fair. But when you actually look at the data, this doesn't really work out that way. There's a few social media speakers, and some of them, they might have like an Asian background, or they're part of an Asian group or something like this, and they'll have a whole lot of harsh criticism towards, say, black society, but you won't see them say much about other sides of the sides that maybe their friends or their parents might come from, or where it might be, right? And that's like that's because unfortunately anti-blackness is very easy to do. In order to tackle anti-blackness mindset, you have to practice black belt. You have to practice a lifestyle that teaches you to fix your community. And we can segue to the way the sister was behaving, as in like she understands that this doesn't work, so she's calling it out, and she's saying, the people in your staff need to really rethink this. Like, this guy is every week to week having tantrums and being anti-black racist, but yet you're there helping him, supporting him. Kind of is something that needs to be really reviewed. And white people are never going to see you as an equal. So why? Right, this is very important. First of all, the things we say on the show isn't to befriend non-black people. It's to highlight challenges that many black people might be, unfortunately, very naive to for whatever reason. And we consistently show them the patterns. And by consistently showing the patterns, it segues to your other question, which you said, build your own spaces and stop trying to insert yourself into things they build. Well, Foster, where did you get that information that we're trying to insert ourselves? What this is what I'm saying about how you might be operating with your defense down. We understand that racism is there, and on this show we promote that coming together with black people. So it is a good thing to do. It's build your own stuff or go into your own spaces. That's definitely what we're doing, but not all brothers and sisters are that this way. Some of them are actually very unsynchronized. They're very subservient to non-black people for multiple reasons. So we have to give them the medicine. We have to give them the information of why we do this, right? We have to give them the information.
This may be very hard for you to believe, unsynchronized, brother. I have my own business, and I employ a lot of black people. What I'm saying is that you and there's many of yous on synchronized some people is the reason why we shouldn't be mixing. It's like you want to know why we have to be this way. Look what's coming out your mouth, right? Your complexion does not resemble the Europeans. They'll never accept you, and that never have and never will. You're more gonna be resembling to the light-skinned sun people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do you understand? And you're talking about the whites and things like that. But as I said to you already, and that, yeah. And I want the whole podcast to understand. This is why we shouldn't be mixing. This is the reason why. You find it difficult to defend your people who has defended your type of atmosphere for centuries. They used to hide you in the cupboard, Brother Foster, in the war times. They used to put you in a bath of bleach to get rid of that complexion. This is what the Europeans used to do. The Asians and the Middle, they used to do all these things. The Sun people never used to do anything. The black woman who was raped in slavery, she would deliver the baby and still care for it, even though she was violated. This is the power and blessings of a black woman. And you want to come on the panel and talk about, we've been bullied by the whites. I ain't been bullied by white people. You understand? But I've definitely seen the way how white people view my people, and they're never going to stop.
For those joining, we looked at two topics today. One was seeking out black community projects to support, and we mentioned Brother Match Fit's play position bootcamp, which we're supporting bit by bit to see how we can support. Another thing, we were talking about anti-black racism in live streaming and online gaming. We looked at a few videos. This particular Pakistani American young man, he's a prolific anti-black racist with his behavior patterns, his bigotry, and he was called out for it. But we also expand that this world seems to have a lot of these kind of behavior patterns, and people who find it very easy to just mistreat black people when they feel they're either they can't be seen or they're far away in a different state, where they might be. And we're saying that black people need to be cautious, and we are talking about be aware of these things, and this should hopefully motivate you to be more synchronized with other black people. And we also highlight that unfortunately some people, despite this, might still be more merciful towards the anti-black bigotry rather than the victims of that. But we understand that this is a very widespread thing. There are people in America, the Caribbean, Africa, Europe, you name it, black people who on this gaming thing seems to have the same experience, and that shows you that certain things people might be more quiet, but when they feel no one's around, they can really let you know how they feel, and that's why gaming is such a kind of cesspool for this behavioral pattern. So yeah, serious thing there. There you go. We're joined by Brother Kel, who's coming. Always fortunate to see the brother, who's given us some testimonies of stuff he's gone through. And he's also given us some wisdom about, unfortunately, with close proximity to non-black people, sometimes you might feel that, you might always want to defend undefendable behavior patterns, but usually at the cost of the black community. And the only real solution to that is an ideology that teaches you to love yourself, really. Unfortunately, anti-black racism is a very easy thing to absorb into your life. And if you do not teach any form of blackness, pro-blackness, Pan-Africanism, or any B1 or anything like that, unfortunately, you will start accepting. I think they said something that's very interesting as well about, and I can co-sign this as well, that with black people, we go to certain spaces, and rather than complain or sign a form, we just accept that racism exists in this platform, and if we're going to play this platform, we're going to have to receive racism. One solution to that is obviously ultimately you're making your own platforms, your own gaming companies, blah blah blah. But also make forums and you befriend other black gamers and play. And I know there's some sisters who I think like what they call black gaming sisters or something like this. I can't remember the name, but they've already done that because they were facing obviously tremendous sexism and racism online. But that's definitely a concept. But yeah, Brother Foster is saying build your own platforms. Very true, brother. And obviously you can help build it. You're welcome to join it. You are within the community, despite what you might not think. And hopefully, when you do that platform you build will be for the community, and that way we can minimize anti-black racism. We have to make sure we don't bring into our own negative stereotypes into that forum. Python is free and easy to learn. I'm glad you said that. One of the things that we are saying to children and what we can pass on to children, and obviously this can correlate with Brother Matchfit, is getting people who understand Python, JavaScript, and all other codes.
That's important, guys, man. Those programs, man, can be very intricate, man. If you're not understanding, especially Excel as well.
Yes. So it's if we can get a database and network of people do that. So see now we're talking. That's a good thing to do, right? Like, and what is the first step for a child? Because my people tell me now that in schools they're actually teaching programming, like to kids.
Wow.
So yeah, I was very very pleased to see that. And if your children, brothers and sisters, are going there, find out if the school you go to does programming, and try to find out the best way to edge or motivate or inspire your child to get more into that. Because the thing is now with algorithms and AI and this kind of stuff, these are all being programmed more so by Asians and Europeans. So naturally, black people are going to be ignored or racist or blah 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 blah. So if you can get children into it, then hopefully they can steer where we want the technical world to be in future times. Very important. Very important indeed. Very, very important.
Science programs are important, isn't it, man? I noticed lately they're getting the kids to build robots as well, man.
Yes.
Yeah, there's little. I suppose it brings out the creativity and as well as understanding like arithmetics and that. But that could be a way forward as well. Like black people getting programs like that. You know what I mean? Where we'd be like funding like £160 for a course to teach them, to help them to know about the droids and.
Well, I'm going to write that down because basically what Brother Matchfit is doing is he's got a space in Brixton Gym where basically he's got 8 spaces and it's free for the students. And what he's asking for people to fund it on his GoFundMe, and basically he will then get speakers to come in and for 8 sessions teach children about particular topics, whether it be health, eating, training, music, but obviously now we're thinking like something like STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. That might be something that we should do, and that's why the reach out is important. Like try to find out any brothers out there, who's in this future times or now, who's into any form of STEM at the moment. That would be a very cool thing for us to come forward to get, just to talk to someone to find out how better to get more younger generations in there. Does Black good question? Does Black Betterment do speaking events? So me personally, I would do a lot of speaking stuff. I still do, and I used to go to a place for speaker school, but I haven't been in time. But who knows? Maybe if Matt Rich figure, I might go do some speaking stuff there. But that's not sort to the children. But within Black culture, it's not so glamorous. Yeah, so that's why what we're saying is we're trying to use like how can so essentially what, and this is I'm going to do the designs too. So the way you got to think of it is, I belong to what's known as the Black Betterment Body, right? And that's a think tank organization that tries to find ways to make Black people get information and try to help Black people do activities that benefit Black people, right? And from the Black Betterment Body, we have an asset which is the Black Betterment Broadcast. So we use this to broadcast out there, right? And there's some other things that is connected to that as well, some network things going on. But what we I guess what we do here is literally try to strategize on what could we do to actually progress Black people when within Black culture, it's not Black. So, but glamorizing STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, that's something that we do here. And when you're here, sometimes a lot of people come in and it's like trolly or funny, whatever it might be. But generally, if you're here, this is a time we set aside every Friday for constructive Black people to come together to strategize on how we can fix the challenges that Black people have gone through. So I know one of my homeworks I'm giving is I need to actually write I need to do a logo for the Black Betterment Body because that's going to be a institution that is the actual official thing that controls the stuff we're doing. But also, there's one other thing that I had to do. What was it? I have to design something. Let me write it down. But yeah. So, but either way, family, yeah, this is the place that you come. And so, if that is a thing, how do we get to glamorize it? This is strategize here how to do that. It's Raven just said they teach it in schools now at GC level. Yeah, so they teach it in school at GC level, but just like they teach everything in GCC, they teach maths, they teach science, they teach PE, they teach, you name it, right? Geography, but it's up to us to make the children take that interested. Connect the video games they play or the music they listen to or the PC they press to technology. And like if you like these things, you can actually be a part of it. You can actually be a part of that process to make things and make a difference and have an influence. So that's quite important and key.
Because I have noticed that especially for the little babbies and that, there's these little things where is it roadblocks?
Yes.
But they're playing and I was surprised that the little 4-year-olds very good at it, man. They can strategize and just they're very good at innovating. So I can see like this era and this generation, man, like they are preparing the kids for those programs one way or another, man.
Well, one thing I was saying is it's very important that you teach the next generation the importance of community and doing for self and fixing community issues, and then learning stuff. Because what we want to do is we want to make sure that when the youth are learning stuff, they understand that they are part of the big community and they're going to come back to community and they're going to use what they've learned to fix these historical challenges. But unfortunately, if you don't put that first step in there, they'll just probably go out and benefit other communities, leave the community, and marry into other communities. So that's why that kind of sense of cultural pride and community pride is important. And that's what I was going to write down, breaking down the 4 R's of ancestral obligation. I think I wrote it down. I think it was reparations, repairing. Actually, I wrote it down again, but I'll design it for next week. That's quite important. Let's see other questions. Young Black boys know they can make money from music. If there is a way they can make money from STEM in a similar way that could help, yeah, it's about connecting technology to find cool. And I guess Yeah, but that's why it's more getting better people programming involved. People like black people who are actually into program, into tech more. You know, getting more of that's always going to be a cool thing to do.
But as I said, to be honest with you, Brother Raven, this generation are finding those things very cool, man.
Yeah.
It's like a trend set thing now. As I said, I've been observing, man, and like it is all about It's like all the different types of ethnicities are doing it, man. So it has been pushed, in one way or another. It's just I don't think we need to push it anymore, to be honest with you, bro. It has definitely been pushed, man. The millennials, man, they're definitely marketing that.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I think like looking at tech and establishing like because tech's a big kind of broad thing. What is in tech is something that is good paying or has far reach, and I think once we find out what that is, you can then you can connect certain lessons to certain outcomes. So you
Right.
can, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, if you want to be a video game programmer, then this software you need, this is the courses to go, and this is a starting point. You know, like I know that like app designing is high paid. You know, so the development of that. So then it's like, okay, well, what softwares are needed to do app stuff if that's what people want to do. Also, apps that also showing that apps that might actually aid black people. So, an app that creates the ability to find black businesses or something like that, right?
Right.
So you're actually more particular. Like, there's so many black right now, just apps to find black people to do certain things. So, like, trade, you need plumbers, black plumbers. You need whatever.
Yeah.
All these things. Lots of options and projects in Africa, Caribbean, I'm sure. Being smart just has to be desirable, and being smart or romance is desirable. Even the smart men we need. That's a very key point. Making smartness trendy for the youth. Like, showing smart people winning. And that also involves the women, as in how women describe smart people. See, from a boy standpoint, seeing how women actually are checking for intelligence, that will give men something to want to aspire to be because they know they'll get attention by being intelligent. I think that for years of this backwards branding, we kind of got things the wrong way around, really. But yeah, this is good stuff. Good stuff. Any questions in the group today? We're talking two topics. We'll find out, can we support black community stuff? And we invite Royal Matchfit to come on to discuss the program he was running that involves 8 children and crowdfunding to teach them, each one teach philosophies. It was called the Position Bootcamp. And we're going to keep an eye on that because we might be helping in some way moving forward. And also, we talk about anti-black racism in live streaming online gaming. We looked at a gentleman called Neon. And we'll give examples that, just like unfortunately with the Hulkster passed away, he was one of the biggest in wrestling. A lot of his mannerisms was taken from black people. A lot of his fans were black people. But even though this was the case, and the character he portrayed was beloved by everyone, when he was privately in the house doing his stuff, he was mistreating black people.
You're on about Hulk Hogan.
Right. Yes. The
Oh yeah, he was definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, and I think that's why it's important that you have a dual mindset in the sense of you live in a world and you can appreciate things that people make and they do, and you can enjoy those things, but never get carried away.
That's right.
Because collectively, black people have no friends. So you have to remember that go watch stuff, enjoy products, and watch films and all that, but don't let those films ever make you think that you should not be practicing black grammar. You shouldn't be dedicated to people group, and that's important. And what we want to do in a place like this, we want to make sure that everyone's kind of talking that way. And so when we'll give examples of how to be cautious and suspicious, very important trait. We shouldn't be saying no, you shouldn't be doing that way. Everyone's bad, this kind of stuff. Your own personal needs should be coming first, because for so many years we haven't achieved that. Could we ever have a black British Wall Street or a black town like Chinatown within UK? You think? The answer is yes, we could. One thing we promote here is one thing we're talking about was a concept of like, if you have like a black Betterment building, like a building, right, in certain towns where that is the hub where black people go to. So you go and you're going there for black Betterment purposes, and maybe that hub, it has a fundraising scheme where it is, and then with what is funded, you do community activities, and you also try to teach stuff that's most valuable to the community. And then from around that process, then you're trying to get your economic base sorted, buying out land, buying out shop windows, all that kind of stuff. But what's key important is ideology. This whole broadcast, that's why we always have to operate from a think tank perspective, is making black people have a B1 black first mentality. Without a black first mentality, you won't really get far. You'll give away all your ideas and resources, and the pace what we're going now will continue going. Lots of opportunities in construction and manufacturing and homeland right now. All right, that's cool. Big up. Is that Young Zanis? Am I saying the name wrong? I hope not. That's why I asked earlier which community the guy program was, because I'm sure it was for everyone. Well, that's the thing. The brother did say a few that he targets black people, and he has opportunity, but he did say that with limited spaces, if people don't come, it can be a first come. But it's based in Brixton, and most people who go on it, he said, was people he knew. But yeah, we want to definitely make sure that when we have these black ventures, we fill them up as quickly as we can with any brothers and sisters. Because obviously, when it comes to economics and strategies, naturally we want to make products to fulfill the needs of black people, whatever. But there's also going to be some companies where the products for everyone, and that's the nature of their business, is trading. And in that aspect, we want to make sure that the board or the company is run by brothers, and they don't sell the company off and all kind of stuff like that. And they definitely have value in black women, blah blah blah. So it's that, once again, but understanding that's important. That you're going to have companies that are for the black communities, and companies that are run by black communities, that their product or what they're doing is a business venture that they might sell soap or something. I don't know, right? Whatever, something like that. And that's a product that they sell, and hopefully they make lots of money. And then, but meantime, they're facilitating black people with their e-commerce and stuff. Raven, what part of London do you think would house the black town? Well, I think historically, I actually writ down like the highest black populations all around. All around. Let me see if I've got it. All around London, which manors and boroughs, restaurants, what is it called? Where's black population? Black population. Let's see what I say. Yeah, we go diffusion of innovation. I think I wrote down. Let's see if I can find some of the. So I wrote down London, but then London's big. So London, Birmingham, USA, Texas, that was there, but I must have broken down each demographic. I've got the demographics of Birmingham. According to consensus, 51% of Birmingham. Okay, don't know that. This is just got random stuff in there, but yeah.
Bristol.
Well, it's 11% of Birmingham is black, and that's 125,000. 125,000. London is 13.5%, and that's 1,400,000 roughly. And I don't know where I put. I should have written down the manners like Southwark and that kind of stuff. I don't think I did on this one. I have to go find it. But like Brixton, maybe Hackney. Apparently, what's that? Croydon will have quite a high black population, but
that's south, isn't it? South.
Is Croydon south?
It was good. Like is it by Battersea, isn't it? Around there.
I want to say yes. I'm just checking.
Right.
Croydon, South London, yeah. South
Yeah,
London,
southeast, isn't it? Yeah, southeast.
biggest black population, London. Let's see what we say. Biggest population, London. It's just Croydon. This came up with Croydon apparently, but this is AI. But
Right.
ethnic groups in London, Asian. It's got too much data here. It's color codes. It's gonna be. We go Bromley. If I arrange by, that's white, British, total white. No, we want black. Where's black? There we go, black African. So total black. Let's see. Croydon has 88,400. 88,441. Then it's Lewisham. Lewisham has 80,000. Southwark, and then Lambeth, then Newham. That's where I'm around. I'm not in Newham. Waltham Forest, that's actually quite low. Brent, Hackney, Greenwich. So right now, Croydon seems to be the highest number. And that's made up of 40,000 black Africans and 36,000 black Caribbeans and 12 other. So I don't know if that's multiracial or American or some of them like that's London. What's this? Okay. So yeah, so Croydon, Lewisham, Southwark, Lambeth. So maybe around that kind of area. Maybe those are the areas. I think it was Lewisham. There you go. It was the highest 20%. It was somewhere in South London. Only certain areas like Ladywood in Brom and Bristol. It's embarrassing we don't have one UK area. Yeah, well, the thing is, here's what it is, and this is why I keep saying they might sound crazy, but an ideology matters. And I think at some point we've replaced all forms of pro-blackness with white wealth ideology, where it's like for those who know what white wealth ideologies I talk about when I go do the speaking, it's any idea that a European or a non-black person tells you is for everyone, but actually helps them. Yeah. So so when we say it's important to love black women, when they say no, love has no color, that's white wealth ideology, because not marrying your own group supports other groups. So we realize that can't be a good idea. Economics is important. Learning trades and then hiring your own people and building, like the brother said, the Black Wall Street, Afro Town or Black Town or whatever. We can come up with a brand, but that's unfortunate as well. Gentrification, this kind of stuff. Areas that were predominantly black owned, as time goes by, they're losing their grip on it, which is very most unfortunate. But that's why it comes for us to come here to actually work that out and make sure that we sort that. But family, we're actually at 12 now. So any last questions? I've got to get up to do some stuff. So we've been joined by Brother Kel. We have to give thanks to him as well as Brother Matchfit. Any last questions?
Just Black Betterment, brother, and we have to keep supporting the Black Betterment podcast. Amazing shows always, brother, and I'm always part of the Black Betterment.
Of course.
Whether I'm listening or participating, brother.
Yeah, very, very important question, brother himself. And we have to give thanks to Mary Gozes, young Dennis, a new brother. Make sure if you want to jump on anytime. Brother Foster, so it's good to hear your insight. We also
brother Dominic as well, brother Dominic, Katari,
of course,
Sosa, and Sister Kushti and the rest of them, man. Big up, man. Some people.
So she reigns, and we got Only Counselor. We got who else? We got just looking, and yeah, I think. And obviously Brother Pan whenever he's doing his stuff. Brother Stanley, it's always good to hear his jokes. But my brother, at some point, we're gonna, I'm designing this Black Betterment body logo, whatever, because so it's, getting this think tank really going, having discussion and trying to actually set up projects like the Match Fit One to support, and just so that's easy steps for lots of people to do. That's good. But for everyone, Black Betterment to all Black Betterment. Hopefully check you next week. Until then, I'd like to say bye and hi goodbye to everyone. Black Betterment. Say it, family.
Black Betterment.
Black Betterment.